Hi y'all, are you familiar with the 12 disciples? If not, then let me tell you just a little bit about them. Let's start with Peter. Before Jesus called him to be a disciple, he was a fisherman, and he has one brother whose name is Andrew, who is also one of the original 12 apostles. The word order in the original Greek text really shows that he was the leader, and it shows his importance. He's the fiery one. He's not afraid to tell people that they're wrong, and he's most of the time impulsive. For example, in the Garden of Gethsemane, when they go to take Jesus away after Judas betrays him, he pulls out his sword and cuts off a man's ear. Again, we see these characteristics in him whenever Jesus is walking on the water to their boat. Peter's like, well, if it's you, Lord, then let me walk on the water too. And he literally gets out the boat and walks on water. Impulsive much? Let's talk about why he's called Peter. His actual name was Simon, so why did Jesus meet him and be like, no, you're actually going to be Peter? If you flip in your Bible to Matthew chapter 16, verse 18, after he told Peter that he was going to be Peter, he said, you are the rock on which I'm going to build my church. And if you look at the original Greek translation of the name Peter, it actually means rock or stone. So Jesus was giving him this name that kind of went with what his purpose was. If you also go to John chapter 1, verse 42, when it's another account of Jesus telling Simon he's going to be Peter, not Simon anymore, it actually calls him Cephas instead of the Greek word for Peter, which would be Petros. And that is because Cephas is actually the Aramaic version of Peter. It's all the same, meaning stone or rock, but just different languages. We see Peter so much throughout Jesus' ministry, and he was really an important part. He was part of Jesus' inner circle. He had about 3 disciples that were the most important to him, which was Peter, James, and John, and they were privy to a lot of things that most of the other disciples didn't experience. Give us kind of an example of what we want to do and what we don't want to do. Like when Peter denied Jesus 3 times, he was torn up inside, and he realized how terrible he was. But through his trials, he also learned how to trust in Jesus and learned from personal experiences that Jesus was absolutely amazing. 3 of things that he witnessed and none of the other disciples witnessed besides James and John was the transfiguration, which we see in Matthew chapter 17 verse 1, and then the raising of Jairus' daughter from the dead, which we see in Mark 5:37. And another one that I can think of off the top of my head is the agony in Gethsemane before Jesus is crucified on the cross, when he is sweating blood from the stress and the anxiety and the fear that he has, and just the weight of all the sin and everything on his shoulders, when he is pouring out his soul to the Lord and asking him to take this cup from him. Peter was there. You can find that story in Mark chapter 14, verse 32 through 34. Comment down below which disciple you want me to talk about next. I hope you have a blessed rest of the day. Bye!